Hello, a friendly hello to everyone. My name is Marsha J, and you are inside UME Radio Spotlight, where we highlight our partners and those who we serve. If this is your first time listening or watching, we want to say hello to you, as well as we would like to introduce to you today Miss Lauren Carter. She has been with us for a few weeks, and she is back again with us here today. She is a parent planner professional who was born and raised in the city of Mount Vernon, New York, and she's definitely passionate about moving Mount Vernon forward. Hello, Lauren. How are you?
Great, great. How are you, Marsha J?
I'm super excited to have you back with us every single week. And
Thank
of course,
you.
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming. Thank you for
Thank you for
coming.
having me.
Sure, no problem. So, we're going to have a conversation about commitment to community because you believe that when people trust their leaders, it builds a committed community. Speak with us about your thoughts on the importance of commitment.
Well, certainly it's the reason why anyone would to offer such as this. Um, you know, you would have to know that you're a servant, and with that servant mindset comes a commitment to doing everything possible for all the stakeholders of the community. That would be the residents, the homeowners, business owners, faith community, not for profit, institutions, et cetera, et cetera. So you have to serve the stakeholders, and also committed to doing the right thing, to doing what's right, to having integrity, to being honest, and really to work hard. So that's what commitment to community is to me. That's the foundation of how I should operate as a council person, and then bring my ideas along.
In the community currently where you serve, do you find that the people trust their leaders? Do you think they have a difficulty doing that?
Well, certainly a lot of people are disillusioned because of the leadership that the city has had over the last several years. Some have been involved in corruption, in scandals. Some have been indicted. Some have been found guilty of various crimes. So it is absolutely true that quite a few people are skeptical, and some of the people that found themselves in these positions, in these situations, there were high hopes for them. People really believed that they were the ones who were really going to turn the city around, but unfortunately, they got caught up in a lot of scandals, and sometimes the scandals they were in were much worse than their predecessors. So people have become disillusioned because of it. They have some of them are not willing to even be engaged anymore. So that's why I'm telling people that I think the good thing about me and my candidacy is that my time of working for the city, in my time of working for the city, I demonstrated hard work, ethics, a good work ethic, and ethics in general, integrity, passion, service. So I tried to just explain to people that that's the same type of service that they'll receive, just in a different way, because I'll be a council person.
Awesome. Thank you for that. How would you speak to the existing leaderships? How would you encourage them to ensure that you know, um, going forward, we can have a better city if we just have our ideals together, our thoughts, our actions together.
For existing leaders, what I would suggest is, again, really, it depends on, people have to have a reason why they ran. If it's not about self, then that makes it much easier to do what you were elected to do. But when some people uh, they run for money or for a title, um, their motive is wrong, and it can hamper all their other efforts, because instead of really seeking the good of the community, their motivation is self-seeking in one way or another. So what I would say to people who are in leadership or seeking leadership, let us all reevaluate ourselves and our motives for doing what we're doing. If we're doing it really for the people, really to improve the community, and not for other things, not for selfish reasons and for selfish ambition, I think that that's when we will begin to see many of the improvements that we're seeking, coupled with other things like um, qualifications and um, ideas. I think that's when we will really see the changes that we need to see. But first and foremost, it begins with the motive. Why is one running? And if we're running for the people, then I think that that's a good start.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have a comment coming in here from Apostle Faith Walters, and she says, I've known Lauren Carter for over 6 years. During that time, she has been a supportive person to our ministry, Women and Men of Excellent Outreach Ministries, who makes herself available to work in any capacity desired. Her work as a former deputy city clerk is to be commended. She's dedicated, dependable, and trustworthy. Her hands-on approach is an asset to making sure that Mount Vernon residents' needs are met in a timely manner. Certainly, she will make a difference in our community for many years to come. If selected for city council position, no doubt she will be able to ensure that Mount Vernon will be a city that will go beyond what anyone can imagine. That is absolutely awesome, Lauren.
Yes, that is. Wow.
Yes, you have the support of the community.
Well, yes, thank you, Apostle Faith, for your belief in me. Thank you for those kind words. Yes, yes, and that's what I want to do. As I said before, I think that what I have already done for the city demonstrates what I can do. And it shows that I really want to do what's right for the community. The business community, certainly they need help. Actually, I'm out now speaking with some business owners, and many are still trying to recuperate and recover from the pandemic. Yeah, there were a lot of closures, a lot of business closures, and business owners are still feeling the impact. So I'm trying to listen to what their needs are, what their concerns are, to see how I can help them as a council person. And it will benefit not just the business owners, but benefit the entire community because of the tax revenue, whether it's property tax revenue or sales tax revenue that's generated, because of the jobs that will be created and sustained. There are so many benefits that the city will gain, will reap from business owners that are prospering. And I also want to help those who want to start a business. There are many looking to start up in different sectors, in different fields, and they may just need some capital. They may need assistance. So I want to help in those areas as well. So that is what I would like to do in service to my community and showing commitment to the community, helping taxpayers who are behind in their taxes. There is a way that the city can come up with to help those homeowners so that they can stay in their homes, so they don't have to be displaced, so that their homes don't have to be taken by city foreclosure. There are things that we can do to help those who are behind, maybe lowering the interest rates, maybe lowering the rates of penalties that they are assessed when their taxes are late and when their taxes are past due. There are things we can do to show that we care, because it's not about us trying to take their property because we want to sell it to an investor to develop, but we want to help them to stay in their homes as much as we can. And so these are just some of the ideas that I have that will demonstrate that I really am committed to the community.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. So tell us, how have you been able to secure their trust and support this far?
I think it's been through talking to people. When I speak to them, uh, some people have said to me, well, they can see why I'm running. They have said that they can see the sincerity, they see the genuineness, the authenticity of the reason why that I chose to run. And that's for people who may not know me, but for the people who do know me, like I said, they know my record of past work. So those are the things or the factors that people are considering when they say who they want to vote for, and particularly when they say they want to vote for me.
I definitely agree with you there, Lauren. Just making sure that you have a track record, or any leader at all have a track record that
Yes.
can be referred to, will definitely gain the trust of the people in the community. And thank you so much for that. And thank you for being that person. So we are also
Thank
in a very
you. Thank you.
special, you're welcome. We're also in a very special month. And we just want to open the floor for you to share a very special Child's Month message. And then we have one final question for you, but you may go ahead.
Well, yes. The month of May, there are so many, and I think in every month, so many groups that are recognized and featured and celebrated. And our children are important. They are our future, and we have to do all we can to nurture them and to train them to be the leaders of the next generation, to be the leaders in the future. And when I say leader, I don't necessarily mean a position or a title, but just in your everyday life, how one is conducting themselves. So I want to recognize all the youth. I know sometimes they feel like they're just having to follow rules, whether it's the rules of their parents or their teachers or their pastors or rabbis or whoever those leaders are in their lives. But really, it's to train you, to educate you, so that you can be impactful, you can be empowered to make an impact in the future. So I want to encourage all of our youth, particularly during this time. Several have been out of school for a year, at least out of the classroom. And I have been concerned about children falling behind. I know how, from firsthand experience, how difficult it can be when a child falls behind. So I want to, as a council person, I know that the schools are operated separately from the city, but there are things we can do, like offering more programs and activities, after school programs, mentoring programs, to help our students who have fallen behind and are falling behind, to close the gap, that educational gap. So I just want to encourage all of the young people, and also anyone who has a part to play in the life of a young person, obviously parents, family members, also teachers, healthcare workers, et cetera, public servants. Just want to also salute you as well for what you do for our youth.
Thank you so much for that. And in closing, we want you to share with us a message of hope for the teachers, because we know that even though they have their constraints, concerns, and also they have to be dealing with the challenges of teaching online, especially for students who are not quite fast learners or students with difficulties.
Yes.
Speak to to the teachers before you go.
Well, yeah, well, first of all, the pandemic has highlighted so many inequalities, so many disparities, whether it be in education or healthcare. The light was shined on all these issues, and I remember hearing parents talk about how much they appreciated teachers because they saw what they had to, or they experienced what teachers experience every day. And that was just from their own children, let alone a classroom full of 15, 20, 25 students. So to all the teachers, to all of the educators, we thank you also for your service and what you do in the lives of our young people. And I know that it also has not been easy for a lot of educators. I know some of them are still teaching from a computer, and they'd rather be in the classroom. So we just want to thank you for what you have done all year, but what you have done throughout the years as well. And just to encourage you to continue to remember that it's for the children. And I think that, again, once we realize that we're doing things to help other people and not just for self, it helps us, it motivates us to continue. So with that in mind, I ask the teachers to just continue to uh, do what you do for our young people. And we really appreciate you. Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for that powerful message, Lauren. And of course, it would be remiss of me not to ask you to let the people know how can they support you on this campaign trail.
Thank you. Yes, support is needed. Help is truly needed. The election is less than 2 months away, just a little less than 2 months away. So people can help by knocking on doors, handing out literature, sending messages out on social media, donating to the campaign. And you can do so by going to my website, which is lauren4citycouncil.com. That's LAURENFOR citycouncil.com. There you can volunteer, you can make a donation, and you can also get a link to all of my social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, to see what I've been doing in the community and to see what my platform is. So please log on and help. You can make phone calls. You can put up a lawn sign if you live in Mount Vernon and you want to show your support and show that you believe that I should be the one of the people who's voted for council. You can put a lawn sign on your property encouraging others to vote for me as well. There's so many things you can do. Please, lauren4citycouncil.com. Thank you.
And thank you to Lady Lauren for being with us today, and to our viewers and listeners on umeradio.com and all our social media platforms and other digital platforms. This was UME Radio Spotlight with Marsha J. See you next time and have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.